Slow issue.
Comment section, microphone check. Break and finish live. MCHANA Pool Club. Please notify me in the comment section if you can now pick the audio of this video feed.
Send an image of team's code. Okay. Of the teams. I've just taken a photo and it's quite legit. I also need that one. That's what I want to send you. It's quite legit. I'll send it right now. Yeah.
being worked on for this match that has 3 live streams. That is MCHANA Pool Club YouTube, Break and Finish Live Facebook, as well as Break and Finish Live YouTube. Welcome to MCHANA Pool Club. Once again, we are at the venue that, like you heard, is one of the fondest, the most famous, the most popular, not just in Kenya but also on the entire African continent, for organizing some of the most prestigious pool competitions and having some of the best pool tables on the entire African continent. This one, on which this match is one of the best, if not the very best pool table on the African continent. Ishmael did tell me so. Now we are having a team game between the MCHANA team that are taking on a select team of players from the neighboring country of Uganda that does neighbor Kenya to the west. It is just called the Uganda select team. These two teams are racing to 13 with 5 players aside and the possibility of 3 substitutes aside for $1,500 US. This is frame number 2 by the calculator. We call him KELVIN YEGON, who is aiming for black and is putting it for the Kenyan team, that is MCHANA, to take a 2-frame lead in a race to 5.
Jimmy.
Now here are the lineups of the competing teams. That is for the MCHANA team, it is Evans Kiprotich, then KELVIN YEGON, then Jackson Kariuki, Henry Mwangi, and John Chalo. While for the Ugandan select team, it is Ian KAZIBWE, Yahaya Mpindi, Rashid Wagaba, Sulamatovu, and Ibrahim SSEJJEMBA. As for the Kenyans, I can see Maxi and Noah Etabo as potential substitutes together with James. While the Ugandans did line up nobody on the subs bench, therefore it is going to be a 5-man army to win or lose it. And just as a matter of information, for the winning team, the players shall share out their $1,500 US amongst themselves. And then the losing team shall just get a handshake from the referee to tell them well played but hard luck. This is frame number 3. It is being played between Kenya's Jackson Kariuki. We call him Mrefu. Mrefu is simply direct translation in Kiswahili, which is the country's local lingua. It means tall, as in very tall, of course, for the obvious reason. And then Rashid Wagaba, the Ugandan, is nicknamed Dog City. 2-0. The Kenyan team, MCHANA, are in the lead. Now the MCHANA boss, that is Chairman GNM, is at the venue, traveled with a few members of his family simply to enjoy this action. He really loves pool a lot, but in particular reference, he does love the team game. The MCHANA teams are some of the most the best managed, if not some, the very best managed team and best funded on the entire African continent. There are 3 teams in one, that is the MCHANA Knights, which is the A team, then the MCHANA Gladiators, which is like the B team, then the MCHANA Morans, which are like the C team. And all of them are very well funded. In fact, for some of the international tournaments, he funds them all. For instance, the African Ultimate Pool Championships, a good example. The Q Masters International Championships in Dar es Salaam and Arusha last year are just another. And yes, there is confirmation that he will sponsor. He was a bigly part of the sponsorship. Now, this team is them. Members of the Knights are not in participation. That is John Charlo, that is Colin Stowey City, the captain of the MCHANA Knights, as well as David Mbudhi Bike, yes, by the way, plus Fahad Osman, who are the 3 Kenyans that are representing at the World Heibo Championships that are ongoing in China. And yesterday there was an opening ceremony after the preliminary rounds were done. As the week goes older, we shall be getting updates on what is happening in China. But what is happening in Nairobi is Jackson Kariuki winning frame number 3, already celebrating before even sinking the black. Of course, this one with an apple, another in the same match. The Kenyans are running away with the game so far. MCHANA 3 and Uganda select 0. Rest to 13 for $1,500. Now, just as a matter of information, there is a lot of rich history between Uganda and Kenya in all sports. But in pool, what I can tell you is that in East Africa, pool was first played in Kenya, because initially, in pre-independence time, it was a white man's game, and Kenya was one country which almost became a settler colony, like Zimbabwe and South Africa. So a lot of British people were staying here and did play pool. Now, when the sport was organized for Uganda, it was way back, even before the year 2000. That is when the Uganda Polo Association was formed. Then the very first time the 2 countries did have a match against each other was in there. That was as way back as 1998. That is 28 years ago, when a team of Ugandans traveled to Kenya. Then they played an international friendly match at, I think, Crooked Q in Westlands in Nairobi. And it was won by the Kenyans. The very first time that the second time that the 2 teams faced off in a match similar to this one was in Kampala. In there, that was 2012. Now, 14 years later, for $600. The pot in Kampala. The match was won by the Kenyan team. Now there are 2 players on this team that were part of that match that happened in 2012 in Kampala, and those 2 for the respective teams are the 2 players that are playing this ongoing frame. For the Ugandan team, Sula Matovu, a very young Sula Matovu, then I even doubt he was 20, and then the Kenyan, that is Henry Mwangi. It was set system. They were playing best of 3 sets, with each set a race to 13. So pool was played from about 7 p.m. East African time up to around 2 a.m. in the night. That was on the eve of the Kampala Open Pool Championship. As a matter of history, that tournament was won by Sula Matovu. The guy playing now, he defeated the guy he's playing against in the final in Kampala. Sorry, that is 18 years ago, not 16. Now, since then, there was another match that was played again in the town of Lugazi in Uganda, on the road that leads on the road from the border with Kenya coming to Kampala, just about maybe 60 kilometers before you reach the city. And that international friendly match, but with money at stake, that was $600 to motivate the players. It was won by the Ugandan team, and that was the first time that they were. Now, what happened next? I don't remember the Kenya national female team, men's and ladies category, ever winning the Ugandans up to this state. While this one is not officially an international friendly match, of course, it arises a lot of history between the two countries. The two teams faced off in the All Africa Pool Championships in 2014. They then faced off that was in Dar es Salaam. They faced off in the All Africa Pool Championships in 2016 in Kampala. They faced off in the AAPA Championships in 2022, that is in Lusaka in Zambia, as well as in the Ultimate Pool Championships in 2025 for the growth of pool in the East African region. This match is for the Kenyans to restore their pride. And of course, while they love pool a lot, the Kenyans, they love even more the team event. That is their favorite game. Now, one of them, a living legend of Kenyan pool, Henry Mwangi, who has once been ranked among the top 8 on the African continent for the year that was 2015, is on the verge of winning what will be a fourth for Kenyan, goes for the bank and gets it in. The pot of the bank will be a formality. The MCHANA team 4 and the Ugandan select team 0 race to 13 for $1,500. Frame number 5 is going to be played between Kenya's John Chalo and Uganda's Ibrahim SSEJJEMBA, with the toss being won by the Ugandan, and yet he breaks dry. The support by the Kenyans is starting to get deafening, with John Chalo, one of the most experienced players on the Kenyan team. In fact, I want to be corrected. I beg, he was as well part of he's the second of the 2 players that were part of the team in 2012, which was the last time ever that Kenya did beat Uganda. That time round, it was on Ugandan soil in Kampala. It was called Alligators. Those that are accustomed to the city of Kampala, exactly where you find the Garden City today. As for the Ugandans, only Sulamatov is part of the team. The rest of the players on the Ugandan team barely knew how to play pool during that time. Four frames to 0. There's a lot of morale around. There's a lot of positive energy and positive vibes by the Kenyans, motivating John Chalo. We just call him JC as the abbreviation of his name, to win this one, such that it will be a fourth. And I know that even in China, there's a lot of noise happening on the phone of Colin Stway, on the phone of Fahad Osman, on the phone of David Budhi Njane. They are watching this one fondly. They want to try and rewrite history. They want to try and conquer the dominance of Ugandans over the Kenyans in the tour of Uganda, which has so far scored some success for the Kenyans. They have seen in the recent history the first time ever that a Kenyan player defeats a top Ugandan player in a long race without a head start, and that was 2 days ago, Henry Mwangi defeating Dog City by 21 frames to 16. Of course, he'll be playing the red he's looking at, but what he'll be doing about the one that is frozen, your guess is as good as mine. But given his queuing, of course, he wants to play it by rail drive to the corner pocket at the top of the screen. He's playing perhaps with proper knowledge that the table is playing on could be friendly. He has played it a little too poor. Neither did he pot it, nor did he set it. And of course, the frame now will be heavily poised in favor of the Ugandan Ibra. Once again, guys, it is not an official international match. It is a money match. They are not in national teams, but of course the majority of the players on both of the teams represent their respective national teams. So if you can call it some kind of Kenya versus Uganda in some kind of way, your thoughts are in order. As much as Ibrahim will be in order for what will be the first frame one for his team, and of course for himself, wanting to put the yellow that is in between the three. Cue ball with the backspin. Now the yellow that is more distant from the white is the one that he will be playing next to the same corner pocket where he's potted the previous by simple roll. He's one of Uganda's most dependable team players, if not the very most dependable. We'll be potting yellow, of course, and then drawing the cue ball backwards as close as possible to the black for what will be, hopefully, the first frame that the Ugandans will be winning. Black will be potted to the side pocket on the left by the Ugandan, who hopes not just to win the first, but to inspire confidence in his teammates. It is Ibrahim SEJJEMBA winning the first for Uganda. It's MCHANA 4 and the Ugandan select team 1. Frame number 6 is going to be played between MCHANA's KELVIN YEGON and Uganda's Rashid Wagaba. It is 4 frames to 1, dear viewers, as Dog City, the Ugandan, misses big. And how big? KELVIN YEGON jumped out of the chair. He knows how useful a chance this one is. Of course, for the Ugandans, you get the feeling They are here for a tour to play matches for money. This one for them is a chance, if they win, to try and make some money. That is $1,500. For the Kenyans, forget the money. It is just the victory. They have been very open. Of course, they are my friends across the board a number of times. They have been using Uganda as a yardstick of the growth of their game. They like to emulate what Uganda does, and they are building a squad that they hope will be bettering Uganda. Whatever Uganda does, the Kenyans want to do, sometimes they do it better, especially in terms of tournament organization and structure. The Ugandans more organized in terms of general organization, the existence of pool clubs, teams differently for ladies and men, and the structures of the Pool Association of Uganda now stream down into the rest of the country. They also organize their game in terms of a league of clubs that is played across there, that now is going to have a second division, to have promotion and relegation at the end of every season. And they have a tournament that is called the National Open, that is played annually, that is played at hundreds of venues in the country as qualifying rounds that have a grand final that normally climaxes at the winner taking home a car, perhaps driving home. As for the Kenyans, organized but not well structured, but it's some kind of organization where different counties have different associations that have different leagues. For instance, a league in Eldoret, a league in Kakamega, a league in Mombasa, that kind of thing, and then single venue tournaments that are organized in different places. Most of them, where the MCHANA team go to participate, they win whatever it is to win in the prizes. Now, one of them, one of Kenya's finest, you could even argue he could be the finest, KELVIN YEGON, wanting to put yellow to the corner pocket top right with top spin cue ball, following the yellow all the way to go as close can be to the black. I am not so certain yellow is possible. He may have gotten his pattern wrong. He may not have read the game properly. I'm not so certain black can pass. Maybe in between the reds, maybe with a sharp cut, maybe black off one of the reds. It could pass. He can pot. The lead is increased. The Kenyans are having a field day and are having now what is a very lead. They are now big favorites for the victory and for the taking of $1,500. It is now MCHANA 5 and Uganda Select 1.
You know who we are.
You never know. But now, if I'm to bet, I bet on you at this point.
Huh?
If I'm to bet 10,000, I bet on MCHANA for this game.
No,
But you also fear, you think something could happen.
and when are you playing here?
After this match.
Special race. You give me plus. Everybody gives me plus.
Hakuna shida. Frame number 7 is being played by Jackson Kariuki of MCHANA, taking on another of the living legends of Ugandan pool. He's called Sula Matuva. Nowadays he's a resident in Nairobi, where he lives and works. He's so fond of this place. In fact, at one time he was employed as the coach of the MCHANA team. He's in some kind of way at home. He's the Ugandan with the second highest number of trophies won, organized by the Pool Association of Uganda. 7 they are, jointly, him and Jonah Turija, only having one player, that is BWANIKA MANSOOR, ahead of them with 8. Now, this time round, it is him to show all of the experience that has kept him still some kind of classy player. Even when he's past his best, he will want to play the red that is closer to the bottom of the table. He may have to play it off the cushion to ensure that he plays it in full. He just lost his pattern when drawing the cue ball backwards. He intended to have full sight of that red is trying to play, and he's seen it in full. He will probably be certain of winning the frame, but now it's somewhat a lot of work to do. Off cushion, plays into the red and puts it. And we'll be putting the last red on the table, perhaps to the center pocket, but needs the cue ball at the right side of the table where the black is. Of course, he'll be playing it with backspin, but naturally the black moves a little towards the top end of the table, though on the right direction. That is, play backspin, but with the right movement of the cue ball. Five frames to one, the MCHANA team is leading against the Ugandan select team with Sola, hoping that he pulls this one back with another apple to record a second for his team. The skill was right, but he used a little too much power. As a recovery, you do get a feeling either of the center pockets left or right, maybe highly likely the bank black off the right cushion into the center pocket left is the most likely shot. As for Jackson, he can only wait and watch and pray. And Jackson is a very good fighter when given a chance to play. I did record the All Africa Pool Championships live. In my opinion, the frame he won against the South African player, he potted 7 difficult balls and won the frame with 1 visit of the table. For me, was the clearance of the entire competition. I did share it on my TikTok account that's called Break and Finish Live, as well as my Facebook page, which is having this live stream with the same name. Sola going for a bank, trying to put to the center pocket on the left. He knows that shouldn't he get the black in, it will be tricky, him thinking he will be winning the frame, but he will try. When he was a member of the Uganda national team in between 2012 to 2017, he was the one assigned with playing the decisive frame. He was that dependable. How dependable will he be? Off the cushion, off target, advantage. Mrefu. By name, he's called Jackson Kariuki. Mrefu is just nickname. It is our local lingua. It is Kiswahili. It means very tall, simply. Special thanks for watching on Break and Finish Live Facebook, Sandy Mini. She says she's supporting Mrefu. With Sola now snookered, there is every chance that Jackson Kariuki will be winning this one to make it a 6th for the MCHANA team. Richard Tumwine, I'm doing good. Thank you for watching. Madiba SK. You're asking where Herbert MUKISA is. He's not in Kenya. He's at school. As Roy Simon, you've not seen Ugandans playing. Yes, you say MCHANA the ones playing. Yes, it's pretty much, besides the frame won by Ibrahim, has been an all MCHANA affair. And by Sola losing his pattern and getting snookered perhaps totally, it's a frame that is now heavily poised in favor of Jackson. Should Sola foul, Jackson will hardly be letting him back on the table. Sola will want to find the black off the cushion on the left. The first aim is simply not to foul. Find the black in some kind of way. There he goes. Finds it. Not at all. It is a foul. Advantage Kariuki. Advantage MCHANA. Advantage Kenya. Cyber Monk. Thank you for watching. Just as is boss Ahmed asking where Ian is. Ian has played one frame and has lost it, guys. Charles Province, you have an offer to Sula. All right, Kenneth Magasha. Thank you for watching. And Vincent Seguya, Abias Mahomza, Dennis Otieno from wherever you're watching, guys. Thank you for watching on Channel Pool Club YouTube, Break and Finish Live Facebook, as well as Break and Finish Live YouTube. It is a match that has international connotation, but a money match between two teams of respective countries. The MCHANA team, which is pretty much composed of players that make Uganda, Kenya's national pool team, as well as a select team of Ugandans that are into Kenya to make of 14 years rewritten, and it's cool, with Jackson Kariuki intending to put two reds, two yellows to the same, to corresponding corner pockets, bottom left and bottom right. Here comes Jackson Kariuki. It's a ball if he did, but it's a suspect shot because it will probably render another of his yellows dead. That's why he's opting to. Beautiful. And the problem is that the black is frozen against the cushion. Count the yellow in. He will want to have a black to play, which does not have a very sharp cut on it. If that one happens, count this frame gone away from Sula and the Ugandan select team. He also has the benefit of home ground advantage. This is the game, the table where he trains in South Africa. He has as well. Completed the best clearance of the match. SEJJEMBA of the Ugandan select team against Henry Mwangi. Of the MCHANA team, the most experienced player on both teams. That is Mwangi. Hezron Kosgei, thank you for watching. Appreciating Mrefu, Bobby Felix, saying Asante sana Mrefu. Brian Kurugat, thank you for watching, just as is Moses Carlos and Dominic Mosia, Motisi, it is Motisia. You may as well indicate, guys, wherever you're watching from. Trevor, you think the Kenyan boys are queuing really well? I agree with you 100%. Nema Moses, you think Kenyans have Juju? Gawe. Anonymous, thank you for watching, and Dominicus as well. It is Patrick Kimani supporting the MCHANA team all the way. And Moses Carlos, you say we don't stand any chance here, and this Solar guy is no longer who he used to be. Perhaps you are supporting the Ugandan team that is having the name, the Uganda select team. With now Ibra selected to win the second frame, which will be both for himself and his team. And yes, to instill the nationalism in both the players and the fans, the MCHANA Pole Club management decided to play the team's respective national anthems before the match started. There is a way the national anthem can really fire you up. The yellow close to the red should be the one potted first diagonally to the corner pocket on the left, with a little top spin, just rolling it and missing. With every miss of a ball by the Ugandans, the Kenyans celebrate as it's black potted by the Kenyans. They know that Henry is more than capable of finishing a frame like this, perhaps with just his visit of the table. One visit it is. From Bombela, thank you for watching. Thabo Sibisiso, supporting the Ugandans all the way. Pius Omega on WatchUp. From Entebbe in Uganda, you look frustrated. Victor Nuwagira, thank you for watching, just as is Julius Chimera. 6 frames to 1. China up against the Ugandans, racing to 13 for $1,500, which both teams did submit to me and give me permission to win it, to give it to the winning captain. So far, that winning captain is likely to be John Chalo, the day's captain of the MCHANA team. Of course, taking on the captaincy duties in the absence of the captain fantastic Colin Stowey, who is on national duty representing Kenya at the World Heibo Championships in China. As Henry plays snooker. I ain't certain it is a total snooker. Whichever it may be, it's a shot well taken. The umpire is Joseph Mugisha. Just in case I may have forgotten, he was one of the members of the Kenyan team that were part of the team that beat Uganda for the very last time up to present day. That was as way back as 2012, coming to 14 years ago in Kampala. Together with Henry Mwangi, who is now coming onto the table, and the third is John Chalo. Shaza Michael, appreciating the good work, watching on Facebook. Thank you very much. Demta Farm, watching from Timbuk. So that is in Eldoret. Thank you for watching as well. You are watching what could be an attempt for Henry Mwangi to win another. He's come a little short on the combination play. It's now a little tricky for him to take the frame home, nonetheless possible. Bernard Siabalila, you are watching from Zambia and supporting the Ugandans as Henry goes for yellow to put it perhaps to the side pocket, maybe a sharp cut to the corner pocket, goes for the side pocket and gets it in and plays so well. Look at the position of the cue ball now. It has an angle in which it cuts the red to the bottom corner pocket. If it does, with a little backspin, naturally the cue ball goes to the left end of the table for him to try and put. Oops. Even all right, he's okay. He is okay, but really must aim on target. Must avoid getting snookered by leaving cue ball behind the yellow, but first must roll the ball against the cushion to the corner pocket on target. For what is looking like redemption for Kenya, Henry misses. For once, advantage Ibrahim. Lesmond Leta Lama Besele, thank you for watching, supporting the Kenyans in South Africa. Just as Kalawa, watching from South Africa. This is an East African derby between the Ugandans and the Kenyans, with the Kenyans having a healthy lead, but it's just one Uganda that has won the one and only frame for his team in the match, and he could win the second both for his team and himself. Ibra versus the black for a second, and it's in. Uganda selects 2 and MCHANA 6. There he comes.
There he comes. That one, that one, that one, that one.
I've become too hungry to talk. 6 frames to 2, dear viewers. The rest to 13 for 1,500 US dollars. Now maybe you may have each and every reason to say that you could have seen one of the better, if not the best shots of the match, at least so far. Who could be the most lethal left-handed player on the African continent, having overcame his biggest rival in the use of left hand in 3 money matches. That is Ishmael. He's demonstrating that by winning a third for his team, which is a first for himself. Ian defeats John Chalo. It is MCHANA and Uganda Select 3. The next frame will be the 10th. It will be played between the Ugandan youngster Yahaya and the MCHANA star Evans Kiprotich. We call him Vance. The breaks will be alternating, nothing like tossing. These two have played a money match earlier today. It was won by Evans, who is breaking in the 10th frame of the match. Hits the pyramid, hits it hard, but hits it dry. The table is open. You get a feeling the yellows are positioned better, with the little problem of the yellow closest to the cue ball, which in a straight shot, given the current position of the cue ball, not portable anywhere on the table. But of course, he will be going for the yellows. It is the first time in his life, over 17 years old. He looks younger than that. I am suspicious he's oversetting his age to be allowed to participate in Uganda's car competition, which is sponsored by a beverage company, with the participants having to be strictly over the age of 18. He couldn't have played the cue ball better. Closing the table and manipulating the cue ball for the would-be bad of the 6 yellows he's left with on the table. There is every chance for him to win the frame in his current visit of the table, which will be him responding to the first frame he lost by break and finish, by him winning the very next of his again by break and finish. And of course, he will be having revenge on his mind, as those that are were watching on Break and Finish Live YouTube earlier today saw him lose a little bigly by 11 frames to 6 in a money match to his current opponent, Evans. Yahaya misses and plays the cue ball into the yellow, plays it close to the cushion, renders it pretty much a dead ball. Of course, it will be a pressure moment, this one. Yahaya is still a youngster, but a very talented youngster. And this tour will make him a very, it will increase the speed of growth of his game. That is why his manager in Kampala, also going by his name Yahaya, did sponsor him to be a part of this. He has played 5 money matches here with some of Kenya's best players, losing 3 and winning 2. And on away soil, given his age, for me, is not a bad performance whatsoever. As a bad performance, at least of 1 shot, is played by Evans. And Evans, by the way, only last year did settle into Nairobi. He's originally born in Western Kenya, in Kitale, only deciding to become resident in Nairobi to further his playing career, joining the MCHANA team, and he's a member of the MCHANA Gladiators team. While back home, Yahaya plays for the team that is called Play Billiards in the Ugandan Pro League, and is one of the youngest players starting league matches in the country, together with 2 younger shooters, one of them Jackson Asiku, and the youngest of them all, HERBERT, who is perhaps watching and supporting Yahaya. And now, of the members of the Kenya national team today, Evans is the very youngest. He is as well only in his very early 20s. He's just told me, just before the end of the match, that I am not going back to Kitale because there is money in Nairobi. But he's really queuing poor, to say the least. He has missed twice into it. He misses the combination of cue ball into yellow, but has gotten to combine so well. He has his eyes on the yellow near the cushion. Maybe now he will be playing it by bank to the side pocket on the left. Maybe notice what he's contemplating. Of course, it can pass in between the reds, hopefully missing out on the left. Maybe notice what he's contemplating. Of course, it can pass in between the reds, hopefully missing out on contact with the red that is near the side pocket for it to be sunk. If he does, how good will it be? It's in. And it's him with every chance of winning the frame now with his current visit of the table. While there's a guy, okay, I will leave you after this game because there is on this phone. So please, what are you? Glass in it? Okay. It's a frame of significant consequence here. With the Kenyans, it is clear on their faces, they are starting to get a little bit worried. They have a lot of respect for teams from Uganda. 14 years is too much time when you have not defeated your most noisy neighbor. This match could change that negative history. There's an attempt for combination here to play red, combine it with yellow, it ends in a foul. And clearly likely this one will be the last shot that Evans will have played in this match, in this frame, sorry. And as a matter of reminder, the live stream of this action is on 3 platforms. Break and Finish Live Facebook, MCHANA Pool Club YouTube, as well as Break and Finish Live YouTube. Feel free to watch the action from a platform of your preference with now Yahaya going for his first, which will be a fourth for his team and a third in a row. With a comeback pending, the Ugandans are winning a fourth out of 10. It is MCHANA 6 and Uganda Select 4. So I'm informed we are having 5-minute timeout. Once again, Ghana 6 and Uganda Select 4. You're welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is now the second half. It could be more than half of what you watched if we need to go more than 20 frames, because we are playing a race to 13 for 1,500 US dollars in a match, a team game you call it, of an international nature between one of Africa's most renowned pool teams, that is MCHANA from Kenya. They are taking on a select team of Ugandans from Kampala. One of the latest recruits into the MCHANA team, Jackson Kariuki, is on the verge of defeating Ibrahim SEJJEMBA for the first time in the entire match, with him having to put the red close to the cue ball to the center pocket on the left. The white will, with top spin, be natural for the second red to the same pocket as well. As natural as that. We know we are. With a normal roll of the cue ball against the red, he will perhaps be putting black to the corner pocket close to the bottom of the screen for what will be the Kenyans extending their lead from 2 to 3. Just like that. He's perhaps of all of them Kenyans the most gifted in terms of the ability to simply play a ball on target. Jackson Kariuki mrefu. To win, I think what will be a third out of 3. There he aims and shoots and misses. I can't believe my eyes. Not Kariuki, not Mrefu, not a ball that's straight. Maybe the pressure of the occasion, the meaning of the win of the frame, and what could happen if the frame is lost. As for Ibrahim, the little hindrance is that if he puts the red at the bottom end first, the cue ball naturally is played into the black and will be hampering its movement, as he may need the cue ball towards the top right end of the table to put the last yellow with any kind of ease. And for that reason, I get the feeling he could even be tempted to play not to pot. Playing to pot is possible, but with some level of difficulty. He may not need any contact between white and black if he plays the bottom yellow first. It will be difficult to pot if he plays the top red. It also carries some other risk, like now. Jackson's choice of a ball to pot. The black is clearly by bank. Perhaps to the corner pocket at the top right end of the table. If he goes for the bank, should he miss the bank, he will have no control of what will be happening next. He is called Mrefu. It means very tall, and it is Kiswahili lingua. Action name, Jackson Kariuki, who is hitting black, perhaps by bank, perhaps with the sharp cut. It goes for the bank. It is a miss, and a very big miss, which could as well be a very costly miss. He will be fortunate here. He has success is to play snooker. The yellow that is topwards, which is standing close to, just tap the cue ball into it, then play the yellow as close to the black as possible with minimal power, too much precision for perhaps a safety shot, perhaps to play snooker, perhaps to deny Jackson chance to pot with any kind of ease. It is perhaps what he's doing, and does like he was listening to the commentator. Jackson Kariuki is snookered. Ibra simply waiting for a chance to play. Jackson wanting to put black to the side pocket on the left if he plays cue ball off the cushion on the right. Off cushion, misses black, foul. At the second time of asking, he found the black. At some point, the commentator had already called it as Here comes the little magician cue ball off cushion. It was always going to be played with a lot of ease. Jackson, with all of the experience as a player, is not experienced in competition. The moment, the occasion got the better of him at the time when he had the easiest black to pot. Ibrahim is just about to demonstrate how to be calm, how to be cool, how to relax, how to be composed, even under the weight of pressure. The frame is stolen away from Jackson by Ibra. It is MCHANA 6 and Uganda Select 5. Rest to 13, 4,500 US dollars. Yo. What's up? Unataka kuongea? Huyo anamtoa. Go to the bus park. Go to the bus park now. Go to the bus park. Big one. The worry for the Kenyans is starting to build, and it is building consistently. Some of the frames they've been losing to allow the Ugandans back in the match have been a little too careless for my liking. Now it is Ian KAZIBWE, the Ugandan, taking on Henry Mwangi, the Kenyan, with the Ugandan being some man of the moment here in Kenya at MCHANA, with particular reference where he has beaten Ishmael. He beat Ishmael perhaps 3 days ago, and then did the same exact thing 2 days ago. And in fact, The two between Ian and Ishmael do have a date for part 5 of their rivalry tomorrow. A miss by Ian gives Henry chance to play, but only chance. He has sight of perhaps just one of his yellows, and I'm not so certain he can do anything effective with it even after playing in some kind of way. The shot was both offensive and defensive by Ian, who looks set to use this frame for what could be the equalizer for the Ugandans. And there is no sign of the experience of Henry in that one shot, because it gifted the cue ball away to Ian to put the would-be bad of the forwards he's having on the table. Perhaps he'll be counting on the position of the black for any chance to play again in the frame. Otherwise, the left-hander can mean to be very, very punishing. 6 frames to 5 for the Kenyans, with the Ugandans hoping to use this ongoing frame to equalize in the match. A very determinant shot this one will be, and we want to put black to the side pocket on the left, cue ball off the cushion. This is pinpoint accuracy. He's not just a singles player. He can really mean to be a great team player with, like I've always said, one of the most lethal left hands on the African continent. The Ugandan equalizes for the first time since the start of the match. The only time the scores were level was before, when it was 0-0. As we speak, it is now MCHANA 6 and Uganda Select 6. A race to 13 is now a race to 7. Next up is going to be the Ugandan youngster Yahaya Mpindi to take on the Kenyan experienced lad John Chalo. As for Yahaya, this is the biggest team game of his life, and gets to break his 3rd frame in the match with a foul. As for JC, yet another chance to redeem himself for the guy who for about 2 years was ranked number 1 in Kenya. That was 2014 to 2015. He's been to Uganda about 5 times to participate in tournaments, 3 of the Pool Association of Uganda, 1 that was organized in Lugazi, and then the All Africa Pool Championships in 2016 in Kampala. As for his opponent Yahaya, it's only the very first time he's in Kenya. In fact, it is the very first time, understandably given his age, to be outside Ugandan soil. Scores are level, the match is tighter. Too close to determine who of the 2 teams will be walking away with $1,500 US, and of course the money. The beauty is that that money shall be shared amongst the winning player, the winning team. Just 5 of them they are. You can do the math. Each one some $300 plus some change. Now the commentator plans not to surrender the 50. If each one takes the 300, why? And he's not joking. Six frames apiece. JC, that's how we call him. Most of the Kenyan players, as a choice of nicknames, it is just the abbreviation of their original names. For instance, this guy, John Chalo, we call him JC. Colin Soy, we call him CT. Chance comes back. He won the first frame, lost the second a little bit in this fashion. He really needs to redeem himself, needs to regain for his lead. The lead in this one will be playing yellow. He's looking at with little top spin, and the rest is a formality. Pot, cue ball off the bottom cushion. He uses backspin. He could get himself snookered. Look at this. He escapes only just in a frame that has been marred with mistakes. JC almost committed yet another mistake. I believe from my camera position that he has sight of the black enough to put it, and with relative comfort, and it's in. In the end of the day, experience overcomes experiment. Team MCHANA 7 and Team Uganda Select 6.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, this is the team event pitting MCHANA Select against Uganda Select, and it's built itself to be what we expected. The fireworks is there. Initial stages, MCHANA was really up, but wow, that's an interesting break from Vance. just on the commentary desk. This is Mighty Poja just relieving Chobe for health break. And apparently Vance has to make the choice. And this is a choice which might be interesting because it will determine how it goes. But I think he'll go for the red balls. He'll go for the red balls. They're looking so palatable indeed. He'll certainly go for the red balls. Yes, yes. That was the right shot for him. Remember, Vance is one of the young upcoming Kenyan players, a relatively young boy, but very versatile indeed. He's a good shooter, good reader of the game, and apparently is I think a good tidings for him. He needs to take as much time as possible because they need this frame so they can put the Ugandans under pressure, because Ugandans are very dangerous players there in the lineup. We have top players like Ian. We have Ibrahim in the house. Top players. Those two can demolish any team in Africa. So MCHANA needs to take their chances extremely well and efficiently indeed. He has to take his time because if he doesn't do it, trust me, leaving a frame like that to Dog City, he's playing against Dog City, so he has to be extremely sure. Dog City is a dangerous Ugandan player. Let's see. So far, in the climate is very good, very conducive. There's so many spectators here, extremely so many spectators, so packed to capacity. We can hardly breathe here. People are watching across Africa, across the world. We are in 3 streams, MCHANA Pool Club streaming, Break and Finish streaming, Travel Live streaming. Wow, this is the night to love pool. It's very tight, but he could do it. It's very tight, but he could do it. Yes. That's a good one. That's a good one. That is the resilience the MCHANA team needs. He needs to play one shot at a time. No need to worry about the position of the white ball too much. He just needs to play because in his capacity, those 2 red balls are all going in. Yes. What a shot. What a shot. It's being uploaded by so many people here. The crowd is going. Let's wait and see. What about that first shot? What a finish from Vance, the young Kenyan player. A young guy, but very versatile indeed. Oh, that was Select, even Dog City applauds him. MCHANA is getting the momentum for the right moment. So we hope they maintain the momentum. And let them hope also them Ugandan Select doesn't do a counter-attack, because Ugandans are known for manipulations of the frames and the games, because they have the capacity, they have the quality and the efficiency to do that. Because I'm seeing top Ugandan players there, apart from my friend Bob. I think all these Ugandan players, Sulamatovu, previously Ugandan champion. We have top player Rashid, Dog City is there. We have Ian, top. And at the same time we have Ibrahim. All these players are capable of anything. So it's very important for them. I think he's going for the red balls. The red balls looking very palatable. And apparently, unless the historian Chobe comes back, we'll wish to know the history between these two entities. MCHANA Pool Club against Ugandan Select. I've never seen such an entity. Will be the first one, but it's interesting indeed. So far, it has built to the expectations of the fans. The fans are very happy. The fans are enjoying. People are happy. The ambience is excellent. This is MCHANA, the heart of Nairobi City, along Gong Road, Prestige Mall, opposite. We are loving it. Everybody's happy here. The food is excellent. The service here is perfect. The people. Very friendly. The MCHANA Select can go to 9, or I believe the pressure will be too much, or I believe the pressure will be too much, or not too much really, but will be a lot for the Ugandans. So this is a frame to win for the Ugandan Select. Remember, they're playing on one of the best tables in the world. These are Optima pool tables. These are some of the best you'll ever get. I think in Africa, this will be the top pool table you'll ever get in Africa. So if you aim, the ball will go in. There's no room for any diversion on either the object ball or the cue ball. Only found it in MCHANA. Oh no! I feel for him. I feel for Sulamatovu, because with his capacity, with his experience, that should have been a frame over. And I think he's feeling the regret on his side. But let's try and see it. looking good for YEGON. With his quality, it's finishable. The Kenyans have come a long way, and they're doing. The last few days, one of the Ugandans contingent, Yahaya, is beaten him almost, I think, 3 races or so. So apparently, he knows how to manipulate around the Ugandans, apparently. Race was, is it okay? Not. Is it okay? Not really. It's not that sure bet. It's very interesting. It's not really, unless it goes for snooker or in defense. Let's wait and see. It's complicated for me. From this perspective, this is complicated. It's not one of the easiest of the shots. It's one of the easiest shots, and he's playing against a player who, but I think defense might be his only option. Or he's going for it. Let's wait and see. It's very risky indeed. Very risky indeed. Yes, it was risky. I wish he listened to me. That was risky. That was risky indeed. The angles were not getting it right. The lock and key was not okay. He just needed to think something sophisticated in that moment. We shall be reading your comments in a few. Chobe, how are the comments? How are the comments? Are you seeing the comments? Probably, because without the viewers, without those, we will not be there. Wow, just to go through your comments a little bit. Oh, what a shot! And we knew already after that miss from YEGON, the vulnerability was so high against the MCHANA. So this one, I think, in my opinion, Why? A player of the quality of Sula should have taken a little bit of more time and aim. I think YEGON might punish him for that carelessness. That borders on carelessness from Sula. Trust me, that borders on carelessness from Sula. So, in my opinion, this one, if he sinks that one, if he sinks that yellow ball, trust me, it will be over. The frame will be over. What? 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 That borders on luck, if not witchcraft, really. That because the game was like done. It was done. Ugandans have an opportunity. Uganda's opportunity. Sula is laughing and smiling like an antelope. Oh! How about that, July? What is that, sir? What is that?
The problem with him, that was so unprofessional. When you are laughing, ensure that you stop laughing before you play your next shot, because when you're laughing, your nerves are not calm. Your body is not in sync with your mind. You don't play when you're still smiling.
Okay, sorry to ask you, are you a scientist, not scientist, are you a biologist or an anatomist?
You just imagine it. Or you get to the table one time, when you are laughing, you can't even aim on target. It's not easy. So he missed the target. His intention was to play the black ball just a little into the cushion to have it in space. Now being off target, he almost spotted it, which would have been a very big blunder given his experience.
Chobe, you are right, but I just wanted to ask you, what's your real profession? Because that one borders on some medicine or some physiology or some science, or so you also a neurosurgeon or something, because what you are describing is something very serious in medicine.
Not that I've discovered it at all. In my country, for instance, the teams that have team managers and coaches, they always tell that to their players, and Sula has been in the same country for so many years. I didn't expect him to get to play a shot when he was still smiling. That's why he almost lost the frame for his team.
Okay. Thank you. That is Chobe Live. Henry on the table. MCHANA 8, Uganda 7. It's a very interesting match you're having tonight.
This is a fake screen.
That was miscalculation. That's a miscalculation from Owenga Aka Henry. Because it gives the young boy, this 18-year-old Ugandan upcoming superstar. And I call him a superstar because I love his resilience, I love his quality, I love his strokes. He's giving a very good account of himself. He's a fighter and a half. But he's up to one of the most experienced Kenyan players. Look at that. Look at that. That's a snooker. Confirmed by referee. The referee tonight is Joseph Msosi. We call him Jose. Oh, good one. Oh, that's a good one. That's apparently good. If you can see that yellow to the center, then it could be over. If you can see the yellow to the center next to that red ball, it could be over. If he sinks that one, this could be over. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. It could be over. Because all those yellow balls are apparently sinkable. And the words, you're saying that was Sularized shot. Wow. Ben, you were saying again, yes. I think this must be Ugandans, yeah. And then you're saying, Roger, why Yaya's playing so many games? I'm also wondering, because he needs to build himself pole. Nigans, it's 7 for Uganda. It's updated already. Oh, that boy is playing good spool. All you want to see is Sula on the table. That is Dennis Otieno. Evans Kipyegon is borders on, the only face, you know. I like that. Like that. Someone clear the board. It's been cleared. Dennis, good break, Wenger. Bogemas, yes, Peter Chobe should replace Sula. All right. That is interesting indeed. Sula is a big joke. He should never be anywhere near pool table. I can beat him. That is George Ndungu. Wow, that is good intention from the young boy from Uganda. We call him Yahaya. He's been doing good account of himself. Very impressive indeed, young boy. Oh, sinks it in. It is 8 Uganda, 8 MCHANA. Remember, this is select from MCHANA team, MCHANA Pool Club. It's not really the Kenyan player. It's not really the Kenyan players, the Kenyan team. It's just select from MCHANA Pool Club, just the club, not the Kenyan team. And I believe also Uganda, the Uganda select is just randomly done. So you can only say this is the best in Uganda, this is the best of MCHANA. It's just randomly done. Remember, MCHANA club has got so many formidable players. Some of them, even the captain, Collins Tuwe, is out of the country at the moment. And we have also King Fahad, also in China. And a very local player in BK, David Botia, is also out of the country. So you might not will be a frame down. I've seen the yellow balls. This is a frame down. I've seen the yellow balls. This is finishable. Such a dangerous player, Dog City. Very formidable indeed. Was this time to happen? The way the balls were arranged, the way the balls were, it was not. And this is a shot Dog City cannot miss. You can bet anything. Dog City cannot miss that shot. Wow, that is a powerful finish. And bringing on board, I think after Chobe has rested a little bit, I think Chobe will pick it from here. Chobe pick it from here. As we anticipate the finishing line. We call it the home stretch. It's going to be very interesting, and the Ugandans are feeling like they could be having an upper hand because they're having, they're enjoying, they're laughing here, they're feeling excited, but it is never over until it's over. This game, and the person on the table, YEGON, is such a formidable Kenyan MCHANA player up against previously Ugandan champion Sula Matovo. Good break. Oh, so far so good for him. I think he might go for the yellow balls. The yellow balls looks possible. He might go for those yellow balls. They look possible and manipulatable. You can manipulate those yellow balls. The red balls, apparently there could be some too tricky problem balls. So in my opinion, he should go for the yellow balls. That is the right choice. And he does so. He has to play one shot at a time. No need to worry anything. One shot at a time. Yes. One shot at a time. One shot at a time.
Let's go, Bani.
Chobe. Everything's okay? How is everything?
Say you pronounce the name Yahaya correct, and then you send the M-Pesa number, you get something.
All right. So I'm going to say Yahaya. Yahaya.
He's called Ian Lewis. He wants you to pronounce that boy's name correct and send the M-Pesa number. For me, I have your number. I'll put in the comment section if you pronounce it correct.
Yahaya. Yahaya. Please just send me the money.
You've qualified to get no shilling at all.
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, but whatever you are, ladies and gentlemen, please feel at home. Me and Chobe. Chobe is taking Del Monte. Is taking juice. I'm taking water. Whatever you are, feel free to send. If anybody knows Chobe's number and everybody knows Mighty Poach's number, just send something. We can also give you the till number. Just send us something because we are here for a long night. I'm seeing even a possibility of a rematch in this because the boss is here, the chairman himself is here, and tell me, the chairman, the pool patron Africa, trust me, anything is possible with him. So here we are, the Kenyan Vans. I'm tempted to call this. Frame because it's looking possible with the quality of Vans. Vans is a formidable player. I don't think he'll leave this one. He'll certainly finish. I watched him so many times. I played him so many times. I can bet this one. I don't think Vance will leave this one. Vance will certainly finish. But I don't like the body language of Sola. Instead of concentrating on the frame, it's on his phone. It's actually on his phone. That's, I don't think it's good sportsmanship. And to respect his opponent. Oh, unbelievable miss, Chobe. That was unbelievable. That was a miss and a half.
Excuse me?
That was unbelievable miss from Vance because he was going to finish the game.
Maybe he may be a little in the comfort zone for the position of the black, so close to one of his reds, making it some kind of dead ball, but you never know because these are the 10 times of the match.
Wow, Chobe is just joining me as I take a head break, and we shall be continuing. This is MCHANA against Uganda.
That's my partner in crime, Podge. I'm here, the mighty Podge. He's enjoying a very cold one with a very big glass, which is branded his name. Now you are watching the last perhaps 7 frames at maximum, including this ongoing one, to determine who between the MCHANA select team, the MCHANA team, and the Ugandan select team will be taking the victory, the pride, bragging rights, and $1,500 US, which will be shared amongst the 5 players from the winning team.
So, counted easily, you could say that each of the players is playing for $300 US. I'm not so certain the discussion between the umpire, Joseph Mugisha, and Sula, the player. Perhaps Sula claims this. Look at umpire claims he has sight of one of the reds, the one just in between the middle of the table. We are at MCHANA Pub and Grill, ladies and gentlemen, one of Africa's fondest places for the game pool. And for today, the brainchild behind this whole thing, we just call him Chairman JNM. He likes pool in specific reference to the team game. He does love the team game. Sometimes he has accompanied his teams for major African competitions. For instance, though he's a very busy gentleman, he was part of the Kenyan team that represented at the Ultimate Pool Championships in South Africa and was with the boys and girls for all of the competition. I remember that during the nights when the games were over, he could just organize a big nyama choma party, just roasting meat and all sorts of food, and that was for all of the teams, all of the players, whoever cared to eat. And he quenched our appetite for meat while in South Africa. He's a very great gentleman. Sola Snooker wants to find and put the ball at the center pocket. He gets to find the red and plays it not to get potted. And yes, he survives. Mariotis, yeah, saying that I bench Sula. I am not the team manager for the Ugandan team. I am the media man. Secondly, they have one substitute who was not lined up to play, so I think it will be the 5 to play the match to completion. And all of them have won at least a frame in the match. Evans Kiprotich going for yellow, the one that is close to the center pocket on the right, wanting to put it to the corner pocket top right. There goes the shot. A miss it is. You are watching a match of an international connotation between the MCHANA select team and a select team of players from Uganda. Both teams are composed of players that normally make part of their respective national teams. That is why it is in some kind of... The last time that the Kenya national team beat the Ugandans in an international or competitive friendly match was as way back as 2012 in Kampala. Coming to 14 years, and it could count more depending on the outcome of this match. Unless the Kenyans win 5 before the Ugandans can win 4 of the ongoing 8 matches, 8 frames, including the one that is happening between Sulamat over the Ugandan and Evans Kiprotich, the Kenyan. These two players do not belong whatsoever to the same group of experience. In fact, when Sula was a player, not just in his country, but also continentally, I doubt that Evans had ever touched a cue stick in his life. He was that young boy going to school in Kitale in Western Kenya. It was not until 2025 that he relocated to Nairobi after being signed up by Team MCHANA. As for Sula, he had relocated from Kampala in Uganda to Nairobi in Kenya, where he is now resident. It is where he lives and works, speaks Kiswahili language very decently. And sometimes the Kenyans, when he's playing, they pull his leg that, oh, you're in Kenya, that one is a Kenyan. He will play a shot that will benefit us. It is very difficult, whatever he's trying to do, because of the position of the black. If played any carelessly, the black will get potted to the corner pocket. He may need the ball close, extremely close to the left end of the table. I think it's a shot that has been played quite well. Maybe of the two reds, the one he wants to play is the inside red with effect to play snooker. Simply tap the cue ball into it, leave the cue ball hidden in between those reds and perhaps the yellow. Make it difficult for Evans to find any of his yellows. Sola has to play with minimal power and avoid fouling. He has to play ball first, not cushion first. He seems to have played legally, but not a snooker. The yellow that Evans has in sight is the one close to the cue ball, as though Sola is tempting him to play it, just to remove it, and then for Sola to make a clearance, which could be a 10th for his team. That ever since the restart of action, that is for the second time, they have been a distant better team, though they were a distant worse team in the first. Tense time, tense frame in a tense match. Call it the East African Derby, the Victoria Derby. The two countries share that mighty Lake Victoria. The Busia Derby, they share different borders at Busia and Malaba and elsewhere. The Swahili Derby, both countries speak somewhat some Swahili. The Ugali Derby, both countries eat a lot of ugali. Call it pap, call it tishima, call it posho, call it saza, call it whatever. With Evans now having split up the yellows perhaps perfectly, his worry in terms of finishing the frame will be the black frozen against the cushion on the top. Otherwise, the frame is finishable, as Podge says, palatable. Not only must he pot, he must ensure he maintains cue ball for the second yellow to the side pocket on the right with a backspin, drawing the cue ball leftwards off the cushion. Well. By going for the side pocket on the right, the cue ball naturally will be played to the extreme bottom of the table, perhaps playing it with power, and then move the cue ball after bouncing off the bottom cushion the entire length of the table upwards. Better still, instead play the yellow to the corner pocket bottom of the screen, where cue ball will be a little more natural for black. Is going for the corner pocket at the bottom, extreme bottom, which is bottom left. If you're working on channel pool cab, it looks like a miss. A miss it is, and survival for Sola. At least he will have another chance to play. I don't know how big a chance it will be, but yes, a chance it is. Here comes Sola, has to be on target. Even when he is on target, it won't be enough. He's bigly off target. He almost got lucky, but not lucky enough. As for Evans, he has to roll the cue ball. A slice off the yellow. Moves the cue ball by after putting the yellow to the extreme top end of the table where the black is, and it has to be pinpoint perfection of the movement of the cue ball. The cushion can drive them balls. He simply needs to guide the cue ball well enough for the rail drive of the black. Here comes the shot. of the finest player from Kitale. Cue ball intercepted by the red. I believe Sula survives. He just lacked a little bit of guidance of the cue ball. Where the network misbehaves, guys, please forgive me. I'm actually using Safaricom, which is the best internet provider in the country, both with the router and the pure SIM card network, but today it is just not good enough. I keep flipping in between. Sometimes it keeps buffering, and called Evans buffer this block. Perhaps wants to bank it to the corner pocket. There comes the block. It is a miss. As for Sola, very tempting for him to play red into red, but has to be mindful that the red that he needs to be potted to the corner pocket at the top end of the table is frozen against the cushion. And with that kind of shooting, he leaves the cue ball at a point where if he misses, Evans will be potting black with ease to the center pocket on the right. And the Ugandans are chanting to Sola that please believe. Of course they want to believe in his ability to pot by playing red into red, to pot at the red that is packed near the corner pocket top end of the table. Here comes Mr. Experience of the Ugandan team and pots. Very well played from Sola. A little backspin moves the cue ball as close can be to the black, as the Ugandans look to take a 2-frame lead for the very first time in the match, courtesy of the Ugandan who lives in Kenya. Sula defeats Evans. It is Team MCHANA 8 and Uganda Select 10. Frame number 19 out of 25 is between Kenya's KELVIN YEGON and Uganda's Ibrahim SSEJJEMBA. These two had a money match about 5 days ago at this very venue. A race to 21 for $1,000, which ended in victory for Ibra by 21 frames to 9. And he's breaking for what will be the second last time of his in the match, unless needed to play what will be the last frame of the match. He gets to make a ball on the break. A tricky looking frame, and not a very good split of the balls, especially because of the 4 balls, 2 reds and 2 yellows piled up together. But given the 2 yellows near corner pockets top of the screen, you get to think, you get to believe he's going for the yellows, and yes, he is. And we want to play the cue ball into the pile up of reds and yellow. There comes the cue ball into the pile up, and is meaning business. The guy that has been carrying the Ugandan team for the most of the match, even in the first half when the Ugandans were simply losing, Ibra was winning his frames. He's the guy that has kept them into the match, to the effect that now they have a reason to believe that they are favorites for the victory and taking home over $1,500. Ibra going for clearance, going for visits, going for apple. This one is clearly going to be won by break and finish. He's for the team event, Uganda's Mr. Dependable. This is like him being compared to a monkey in a forest in its own natural habitat. Ibra is one of Africa's best team players. Every team event that he plays in, he is very determined. He will be putting the last two yellows on the table to respective corner pockets, top left and top right, and this will clearly be him manipulating cue ball for black with ease, I think, to the corner pocket at the right, where he has just spotted the previous yellow. Simply rolling the cue ball into the yellow, having it bounce off the left cushion with drag effect on it, just like that, and into the red, and with pinpoint perfection. That is the instinct of the guy. That is called the killer. Winning an 11th by break and finish, live on break and finish and MCHANA Pool Club. It is now Team MCHANA 8 and the Ugandan select team 11. It is frame number 19 being played between the tallest of them players, Jackson Kariuki, Mrefu of Team MCHANA, taking on Ian KAZIBWE of the Ugandan select team. For whatever reasons, the Ugandans have decided to don white, which is not a national color for them. The Kenyans are donning the MCHANA colors. At one time, the MCHANA team led by 6 frames to 1. I can't believe it when I say that since then they have just won 2 while the Ugandans have won 10. That's why the Ugandans are big favorites for the victory, with them needing to win 2 of the remaining 6. It's perhaps 2 of the remaining 5, I think. And yet every Ugandan has a chance to play at least 1 more frame. They have too much quality, but it's not yet done. Of course, looks like Jackson Kariuki could be responding to exactly what Ibra did last, win the frame with his single visit of the table right from the break. By break and finish, highly likely he will. He lost a frame in the first half, which started off what is already a completed comeback by the Ugandans. The effect now that they are now trailing and trailing. Sorry, the Ugandans are leading by 3 frames. Referee is perhaps choosing to play yellow into yellow by connection. Has got not to this position the immediate yellow, which he does. And the Kenyans chant it is okay. They chant sour. Like now.
What are they saying? What's
likely, yes. Some of the failures, some of the misses of the Kenyan teams have been so unexpected given their good quality. They have been the most rejuvenated team on the African continent, by the way, with lots of achievements on the table in the last 2 years, being the 5th team in the African Championships, also defeating the likes of South Africa for the very first time in the national team event. But then at the very right moment, the most important time, the critical time of the match, the Ugandans are proving way too superior. The Ugandans winning frames they are supposed to win, but also winning frames they are supposed to lose, like this left-handed guy, Ian, who steals the frame once again away from Jackson Kariuki. It is 8 for the MCHANA team and 12 for the Ugandan select team. Now the scenario is that the Kenyans must win 5 frames in a row or else succumb to defeat. Now the crowd favorite is coming next. Sula Matov is taking on James Kimani. Kenya, sorry, MCHANA has had their first substitute. They must win 5 frames in a row. And special thanks for watching, my friend for a long time, a very important member of the Kenyan pool fraternity, Fred Karanja. You have been the missing jinx physically in this tour of the Ugandans. Sulak will be breaking for the very last time. He likes joking a lot. His friends told him, bring that one home, Sula. Then he said, I don't want to win, but in a joking way. Don't take it bad. Eh? He will be fighting for the victory. In his prime, I want to remind you, in his prime days, in between the years that were 2014 up to 2017, he was not only a national team player, a full-time national team player for Uganda, he was also playing the deciding game, just like Ibrahim is doing it today. He was also playing the decisive game for the team that was called Samona, one of the most successful teams in the history of Ugandan pool. So while his performances today, having won 2 frames and lost 2, have not been exactly to it, especially how he has been winning or losing, he remains a classy player. Even when not at his best, he still plays the international pool and still wins. He is going for a clearance that could mean to be special here. He has played red into yellow, or non-open table that he has potted yellow, he gets to close the table. Sula Matov playing yellows. We are at MCHANA Pub and Grill, opposite Prestige Plaza, alongside Ngong Road in Nairobi, the heart of the capital city of Kenya. Beautiful city with very developed infrastructure. Some places in Nairobi make you wonder whether you are indeed in Africa, just as you can wonder whether Sula is playing competitively. Jackson Kariuki, James Kimani will be having a chance to win a frame, which could be a first out of the 5 in a row that the Kenyans will want for the victory. The position of the Reds is a little too suspect. I just have a feeling, because I've been seeing him playing and I know what he can deliver. I think in the absence of Colin Stoy and Devin Budhi, Kimani should have started this match. That's just me thinking. I don't have any powers. And the other players around that have not been utilized, it is Noah Etabo, we call him Flash Boy, and Maxi. For Maxi, it's understandable, but given how Jackson Kariuki has been performing, I think Flash Boy could have had a run in this match and more playing time for James Kimani. He almost sunk the cue ball, Kimani. And thank you very much, those of you who are watching on all the platforms that are streaming this match. That is Break and Finish Live YouTube, MCHANA Pool Club YouTube, and Break and Finish Live Facebook. Now streaming to way over 1,000 viewers combined on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Africa. It could be the last moments of the match, depending on the outcome of this frame. Most especially, should it be won by the Ugandan Insula, that will be it, because the Ugandans rest to 13 lead by 12 frames to 8. And they are all smiles on their bench because they know it's a little unlikely for them to lose 5 frames in a row, nonetheless possible. And yes, naming Kimani, he's actually Moses, not James. He plays for the MCHANA Gladiators team. He was part of the teams that represented MCHANA at the Q-Masters International Carnivals in Dar es Salaam, and Arusha was also part of the team that represented at the African Pool Ultimate Pool Championships in South Africa last year, as well as the All Africa Pool Championships earlier in the same country this year. He's playing decently well and has positioned his reds well enough for us to believe that he can make a clearance if given chance to play by Sula, who has a lot of past and present with Kenyan pool and Kenyan life. He's officially resident in Kenya. He spends almost as much time at MCHANA on the stables as the players on the MCHANA team. And in the year 2024, he was at one time named coach of Team MCHANA. He was formerly ranked first by the Pool Association of Uganda. He's also a former champion of Uganda. He won the car competition that Caesar won last year. It is Sula Matov that won the same car 10 years ago in 2016. But of course, nature and responsibility drove him out of active participation. Now looking for money to take care of his family, most especially the kids that are Ayan and Ahian Matov. He's set on trying to win a frame that will spark off celebrations of his teammates. And he's on the verge. The game reading of one of the most experienced players on both teams, but most specifically to the Ugandans, could fetch this big one. And if he brings it home now, you may contemplate between calling him the villain of the match to the hero of the match. The class of this legend of Ugandan pool is coming at the time when it is needed the most. He needs support 2 yellows and then the black. Given his class, you would bet that he will. He has to play, pot, keyboard bounces off the right cushion and then moves a little leftwards, just like that. James Moses Kimani will probably be losing the frame. That will be losing him the match. The pot is expected, the movement of the cue ball, we can wait and see. It is even better While he has been suspect, his class has seen him through. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Ugandans have defeated the Kenyans. While it was not an official international competition, given the players involved, it is pretty much Kenya versus Uganda. It remains that the last time that the Kenyans have beaten the Ugandans internationally as a team was the year 2012 in Kampala. For the Kenyans, the search for a first victory against the Ugandans does continue into its 14th year. Final score, MCHANA select 8 and Uganda select 13.
No, just interview.
That at one time was the worst performer of the match. Nowadays, now some kind of man of the match, and that is the Uganda Solomon.
Wow, I think it's over 13-8. That was a big comeback from Team Uganda Select. But I think I will just interview Sula. Wow. Consider Sula. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Did you expect, after going so much down in the beginning, did you expect to come back?
Of course, that is obvious. Even I told my players, now they have won enough, let's get serious now.
All right.
Yeah. I know we can do it because I know us with Kenyans, you know, the results.
All right. So from here, what do you think? There's so many matches coming up, the race is coming up, and a possibility of a rematch because the chairman is around. I think maybe not today, but before you guys go back, I think there might be a rematch on this one. Yeah. So you're ready for the rematch?
We welcome them. We are ready.
Supposedly the other top MCHANA players come to the table.
Just know, even more Ugandans are coming. I heard Kasozi is coming by Saturday. Will be Nairobi.
Okay.
So more pool in Kenya.
All right.
Yeah, just expect more pool from Uganda. More pool players are coming to challenge Kenyan players.
All right.
And Ishmael as well.
All right.
Yeah. Just expect.
So you're going to see also South Africa against Uganda in the coming weekend, these days.
Anytime, any day, Ugandans, they're always ready. Just know that.
Okay, but going forward, to be fair to the Kenyans, the trajectory, the way the Kenyans have improved their game, what do you say? What do you say? Just be fair to the Kenyans.
Yeah.
The game 5-6 years ago is different from now. Do you see the Kenyans have really improved?
Actually, I believe in Kenyans that they can improve their game. Even you can see nowadays, the way they are playing, they're actually good. They have really improved their game.
All right.
Yeah. So I believe in the next 2-3 years, they will be far. They are very good players.
One thing I want to say Jite might be coming to deal with you guys. At the same time, I suspect Ishmael has called South Africa for some backup. So I'm a little bit surprised to see South Africans coming.
Like I told you, they are always ready. Ugandans are always ready. So just know we are ready for everyone. As long as it's about playing pool, they are all ready.
All right.
That's what I can tell.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. All the best.